Hey everyone, Kyle once again. Welcome back to now moving on to the Land for a Time, back to the Land for a Time franchise. Now we're moving on to the sixth entry in the series, Part 6, Secret of Saurus Rock. Released released a year after the previous films, like most of them have been. 1998, this one has been released. Director Charles Grosvenor, how his last name is pronounced. He comes back to return to directing. So most of the original cast comes back. Well, like Kenneth Mars comes with voices, and Kenneth Mars and Jeff Bennett come back with voices as Grandpa Longneck and Petrie. Thomas Dekker this time voices Littlefoot, which previously in the previous film, The Mysterious Island, he did the singing voice, but now he's full time on the voice on Littlefoot, which Thomas Dekker also appeared in John Carpenter's Village of the Damned as one of the kids, and he's also, of course, in the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this now. But and also the ratings on this is on IMDb has a 5.7, so it was a bit more higher than the other ones. But also on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience votes, 41%, But I enjoy this one. Like I said, this one I would say is up until the first film, all the way to number 6. I would say is my favorite. It's best in the series. Like I said before, I enjoy the rest of the films though, but I consider that 1 through 6. Well, originally I said 1 through 5, but now look back on number 6. I would say 1 through 6 is my favorite and the best in the trilogy, in the whole series. But now getting back into the story, it opens up as with Grandpa Longneck telling telling the kids one of his stories that he was told through when he was younger, and they told the story of the legend of the Lone Dinosaur, which the Lone Dinosaur is a parody of the Lone Ranger, and which also, of course, he's also called Doc, which is also the parody of the name of John Wayne's name, the Duke, So he's called Doc, but he's called by Doc though as well. And the Lone Dinosaur also, which is him right there, top of Saurus Rock, is voiced by Kristofferson, which I've seen him in. I've seen him when he played a Whistler in the Blade films, and then I also saw him in Dolphin Tale, which he's also going to be appearing in the upcoming sequel as well, Dolphin Tale 2. But I know he's been in other films though, but those ones I mostly remember him seeing, So, but Kris Kristofferson, he voices the Lone Dinosaur in this, which also the character comes back in another episode of the series as well. But Grandpa Longneck tells them the story of the Lone Dinosaur, like how he gets his name, because he's a Longneck who, who's always alone, and how he saved a family of Longnecks from a sharp tooth, and he got a scar all the way down from his right eye down to his neck because a sharp tooth swiped him with his claws. But he defeats it. How he defeats it and saves the Longneck family, Then soon after that, there was an earthquake that made a rock statue in the shape of a Longneck, rise up from the ground, and they called it Saurus Rock. But that legend has that 10 sharp teeth around its neck, and also part of the legend that anything ever happens to Saurus Rock, part of it ever gets damaged, in any way, it'll bring bad luck. And that's how the story goes, And Littlefoot gets really interested in the story, and soon the next day, or the next day when they're playing, then all of a sudden, Littlefoot how he falls off a cliff, and then of course the Lone Dinosaur comes in and saves him, and Littlefoot kind of believes that he's for real, So he gets up, but he gets invited into the Great Valley, you know, but also while that's going on, Sarah is also keeping an eye on her little nieces, Dana and they're twins, you know, what's their name? Dina and Dana. Yeah, I think it was Dana and Dina. I think that was how the other one's called. And they're always calling, you know, Auntie, calling her Auntie Sarah, you know. So while that she's keeping an eye on those, you know, and when they're playing, you know, in the bubbly mud, you know, she gets pushed in by the twins, and she gets mad at them, tells them to get lost, you know, but it really hurt them, you know, really hurt their feelings. So the next day they disappear. They all went. They both went to towards Saurus Rock, of course. And so they're going. I don't know why I always keep on starting myself. So Sarah and all the others, they get going after them, because since they're all going to Saurus Rock, because remember they're going because she told them to get lost. So they're going to Saurus Rock, but also of course there's a sharp tooth that's around there, you know. And this sharp tooth is the Allosaurus. I remember that on the previous one, the Mysterious Island, that sharp tooth was a Giganosaurus. There's always a lot of sharp tooth. There was always ones that are similar to the Tyrannosaurus, you know. So previous one, which I didn't remember, which I now would do, is Giganosaurus, and this one is the Allosaurus. So, but it was how the sharp tooth tries to get the twins, but they don't know it. They don't even notice it's there, you know. It completely ignores it. They don't even know it's there, you know. So, but later the sharp tooth chases them, but soon the others, they get to the Saurus Rock. They see them all the way at the top, you know. They're playing, you know, and they end up rolling off it. But Sarah catches them, but she was standing one of the sharp tooth, one of the teeth of the sharp tooth on the rocks, and it's a crack and falling off, you know, and breaks, you know. And which if we remember, is if anything gets damaged, you know, it causes bad luck. But they don't know that until after. So, but then as soon as they reunite with the twins, they start heading back. But the sharp tooth chases them again, and they hide in this log, you know. And then the sharp tooth picks up and throws it, you know. It gets stuck between this cliff, which was full of stones, but it collapsed. But now the log is in between, you know. Got the gap, fills in the gap between, so they can get across. Which I thought was funny, like how they get into this log is like about not that very big, but how it is able to fit. Gets all like more than twice the size of the log to fill in the gap. You know, I thought that was kind of funny. You know, yeah, it was bigger than it was when they got in it. You know. But then the sharp tooth is on top of the log. You know, tries to get them, but Spike ends up getting stuck where they got out of. You know. But they got him out anyway, and then the sharp tooth falls into the big trench, you know. Assume he's dead, you know. But then after that, Sarah gets in trouble for responsible for the twins running away. And then the next day, you know, bad luck's been strange things been happening in the Great Valley, because since they caused the bad luck, you know. Like if Peter falls into a tree where chased by bees, or Ducky and Spike had this thing on her beak and one on Spike's tail, you know. And then they start singing the song about bad luck, you know, like how anything can be bad luck, you know. Like if a mountain starts to blow its top, it's bad luck, you know. And then the river where they always drink the most at has been dried up, you know, and the grown-ups, the adults, they start blaming it all on Doc, because ever since he showed up, you know, things start happening. That's what they think, you know. So they start blaming him for what's happening. And then after that, there's a storm coming, you know, and there's a big tornado swimming across the Great Valley. Doc saves Littlefoot, but he understands that he's to stay in one place the very long, so he decided that he wanted to leave anyway. So, but then that hurts Littlefoot, you know, that he is getting blamed by the grown-ups, you know. So he decides to go out and fix it himself, you know. So he decides to fix Saurus Rock. So he gets an idea to find that sharp tooth that fell in that trend and takes one of his teeth, you know, and put it back on top of the Saurus Rock. Then it'll stop the bad luck, you know. So he goes down there, you know, and opens the sharp tooth's mouth and tries to pick out one of the teeth, you know. And of course, it's still alive, you know. Of course, when stuff like that happens, the sharp tooth is always not dead yet. So he starts running away. Then all of a sudden, Adam thought he lost it. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, another sharp tooth comes in, out of the blue, you know. Then Grandpa, which the rest of the group tells Grandpa, and they go out to find him. Grandpa gets in a fight with one of them, and then Doc comes in and helps fight both of them, you know. So they both tug on a tall thin of rock, you know, and they pull with their tails, and all the rock starts collapsing all both of the sharp teeth. And then one of the teeth, very conveniently, I know it's convenient, you know, but I don't care. Then one of the teeth falls out, and they put it back on the Saurus Rock, you know. And Grandpa reminds Littlefoot, you know, but he said, but Littlefoot, I know, but I just want to make sure, you know, saying that there was no such thing as bad luck after all, but I just wanted to be sure. So and then after that, before that, that's when Doc says goodbye to Littlefoot, you know, and all that, you know, and leaves. So then after all that, then Littlefoot and Sarah, they start telling their own versions of the story, saying that instead of Doc, it was Grandpa who was the real hero, you know. Telling that to the twins, you know. And then the film ends with, this time, instead of the usual narrator narrating, you know, it's Grandpa Long, like telling from who was narrating at the beginning and then narrating at the end, saying that's for another story, you know. So yes, and so as I enjoyed the Secret of Saurus Rock, you know. Like I said before, the first one all the way up to the 6th are my favorites in the series, you know. 1 through 6, the favorites are the best in the series, in my opinion, you know. So yeah, and it's on for 1 hour and 17 minutes. Ain't that long of a film. Like a few minutes longer than the previous films, but still, it goes by fast though. It's not that long. Voice cast once again does a good job. Kristofferson, he does good as the voicing of Doc the Lone Dinosaur, you know. I got something to say. So I enjoyed it. If I'm repeating myself, I'm repeating myself. I don't care. I guess there's not much to say. So, but then after that though, from the next series, movies on, it's gonna take me a little bit of time to remember those, because I always watch this for the first 6 the most, you know. So it's gonna take me a bit of time to after rewatch the other ones, you know. So then I'll get more thorough reviews, you know. So those will come in time, you know. So I just want to get the rest of the ones I watch the most out of the way. So I'll review the next one some other time, you know. I have to rewatch, and so I can do more proper reviews, you know. So that's my review for Line 4 times 6, Secret of the Saurus Rock. I enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But so that'll be it. So thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned on the next movie review. And once again, it's gonna give me more time to get those other ones done. So be patient, and I'll get them soon enough. So thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. Land 4 Time Part 6, Secret of the Saurus Rock. Thanks for watching. Take care, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.